All right. Let's start talking about this. What are we talking about there, bro?
Well, first you probably need your introductions.
No, we don't need no.
Oh, we don't need introductions, not even your channel or anything, and don't forget to like and subscribe and all that?
No. We'll get to all that crap later.
Oh, okay.
I'm not one of those pretentious jerk-offs.
Right. I mean, you could just tell them to, like, punch the like button or something.
Yeah, no, but like I hate starting off a video by asking somebody to like and subscribe, especially when you haven't done anything yet.
Right.
Because it's like the first thing everybody always nowadays asks for, especially with this ends up being one of the very first, videos on the channel, and all I've done so far is ask them to like and subscribe.
Right.
And like, what are they liking and subscribing to? A bunch of crap, a bunch of nothing. Like what else is on this channel?
If I like you, I'll subscribe to you and like your video. Stop telling me to do it.
This is exactly I hate it. I hate how people are so pretentious nowadays and just ask you to like and subscribe.
Yeah.
And we've basically been asking people to like and subscribe for a minute now. And if I was anybody else, I would have turned this damn video off and moved on to something else because it's so annoying.
It's probably true, but they might be interested. Like,
probably not. This is not that interesting.
No.
So
okay.
maybe we should just actually jump into the actual video.
All right, let's do it.
This is just annoying. All right, let's get on to it.
So what are we here to talk about today?
I don't know. What did we just watch?
We watched Not Another Teen Movie.
We watched Not Another Teen Movie.
It's actually kind of funny. I was just talking the other day about wanting to watch that movie again, and then my brother messaged me, and he's like, "Hey, do you want to watch this movie?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's totally do that." Made a day. We just watched it. It's pretty fun. I mean, 10 out of 10. I love this movie. We've probably seen it a couple dozen times over the years.
Oh, good Lord, man. I'm going to say at this point, first off, it's like the 20th anniversary of the film.
Is it really?
Yeah. Oh, wow. I was going to say over the last 20 years, I lost count of how many times I've seen it.
Yeah.
And I have to say, even though it's a dumb movie and it's a spoof comedy, it's actually a very entertaining film and one of the better comedies that I've honestly seen. And it shouldn't be. It should be an awful piece of crap because it's a spoof comedy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's one of those few spoof comedies like Airplane and Scary Movie. Street Fighter.
It wasn't a spoof movie, but it's the same kind of thing.
No, that's so bad it's good. This is actually good.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
No, but like it's in the vein of what, like Airplane, Scary Movie, and what's the The Naked Gun.
I was gonna say Naked Gun.
Yeah, because the Naked Gun is obviously spoofing like cop movies and scary movies, obviously spoofing scary movies, and Airplane is spoofing disaster movies.
On a plane?
Well, no, it's from like the early 80s, so it's like spoofing disaster movies. Specifically, a lot of disaster movies at the time actually revolved around an airplane or took place on a plane.
Favorite scene?
Favorite scene?
Yeah.
In this movie?
In Not Another Teen Movie, yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you meant like in general, like in the other spoof comedies.
No, in the one we're here to talk about.
Oh, the one we're actually talking about, not getting lost in thought about the other films I was just talking about. Oh, okay. Well, in this one, that's a good question. Because it's a film that doesn't quite like stand out to me, like where it's like, oh, this is like the best scene in the entire movie. It's all just enjoyably stupid to me.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think if you had to put a gun to my head and ask me,
which I totally have one right now.
Yeah, you totally do. And you had to ask me what I think is the best scene in this movie, I'm gonna have to say the musical number.
Yes, that's actually what I was gonna say as well. That is my favorite scene.
Yeah, the musical number, hands down. It's just the most entertaining scene in the whole movie.
Even though I haven't seen the movie in probably a few years now, I still was able to recite most of the lyrics from it, except the one which I just refused to recite every time.
Come on, brother.
What? No, we're not gonna go there.
No. Something about same mother and doing something tonight to my brother. That line.
No, I don't recall that.
You don't recall that one?
No.
See where you get squeamish singing that line. I just felt it from the bottom of my diaphragm.
Yeah, that's true. You definitely did that. Sorry, brother. I can't do that one with you.
It's okay, bro. Neither one of us are from Alabama, Rhode Island, or New Jersey, so we're good.
Wait, are we?
I'm hoping not.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because then that would make that line even that more creepier.
That would, yeah. Favorite one-liner?
Oh.
I have two. I don't have a favorite. I have two, so you can probably pick two if you want.
Well, one of the creepiest funny one-liners in the entire film that comes to mind is when he goes to ask his sister for advice in the bedroom, and he goes, and she starts coming on to him, and he's like, "Come on, you're my sister." And she goes, "We're only related by blood." It's creepy, but it's funny. Yeah. And then he snaps. He's like, right? And he throws her down. He's like, "What's wrong with this family?" Like, I enjoy that entire sequence. There's a couple of good one-liners in there.
And that's of course funny because of shock value, right?
Yeah,
it's supposed to be.
It's just
bad.
Timing. It's just good comedic time. More or less on Chris Evans' part, because it's like just how like she sets him up and he just knocks it out the park, and then just literally knocks her down on top of it. Another line in the movie I like. Probably this, ironically enough, the same character when she's trying to seduce her brother earlier on, and she's telling her brother, anytime she tells the boy that, they can place it anywhere. Yeah. I'm like, and that whole chain of conversation that follows is horribly, once again, disgusting. I'm not gonna repeat it here. You guys can watch it yourself. But it makes me laugh every time because it's just so absurd and obscene. And he would normally never hear someone actually having a conversation with that, especially with their brother.
Yeah, well,
hopefully,
yes.
Once again, as I said, unless you're from Alabama, New Jersey, or Rhode Island,
we refrain from conversations like that.
Yeah,
so for me, it was really silly, but that's gonna stain. When she jumps in the pool and dumps the water bottle.
Oh yeah,
which it's like that's just water.
She's already soaking wet from jumping in the pool, and then you dump a water bottle.
I'm pretty sure the chlorine in that pool is gonna stain more than that.
The bottle filtered water.
And the other one is, how did you get in my house? I locked the door. There's a hole in your house.
There's a hole inside your house. Like, yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
Just lock the doors, anybody can come in.
Oh, okay, I have another one. So 3 maybe. My other one is, oh yeah, that's good, Daddy. We don't want you drinking and driving. Oh no, I'll be driving. I'll just be too drunk to remember to pick you up.
It's like,
okay, bye, Daddy.
Yeah, it's like, oh, Daddy. And it's like, oh, sorry, Jan. I won't be able to pick you and your brother up. It's like, oh, you got a job interview, Daddy? Oh, no, I'm just going to be too shit-faced to come pick you guys up. It's like, oh, that's great, Daddy. We don't want you drinking and driving. He's like, oh, no, I'll be driving. I'll just be so wasted I won't remember. And he's like, that was a good one. And what we watched was, like, the regular edition now.
Yeah, I know. There's a few...
There's an extended cut that I haven't seen in years.
They just pause for times, at certain times, and it's just... It makes it that much funnier. It's because it's a bit more awkward, almost.
And it's like out of print on DVD, and I ain't sure if they ever did
it. It's out of print.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
That's why we watched it digitally, because like I couldn't, because I remember back in the day I had a DVD of it, but I couldn't find it. I searched up and down. I don't know what happened to it. I guess it's lost in translation over the years. And then when I went to try to see if I can get it on DVD or Blu-ray again before we watched it digitally, it was out of print for DVD, and I couldn't find any Blu-ray. Like I couldn't even find if it ever exists on Blu-ray.
I was gonna say, did you find it?
Yeah, I don't even think it exists on Blu-ray, and if it does, it's like
maybe 20th anniversary. They might actually do something.
Yeah.
Unless they already have, then re-release it.
It's like Chris Evans, the best role you've ever played in your entire career. Remember Mr. Banana in the Butt? Yeah. That'll be the most defining character you've ever played in your entire film career.
It's a banana split.
It's like, I don't like Sundays. It's okay, it's a banana split. I don't like that either.
Okay. First time you remember watching it, I would say.
I think it was like, I want to say, I can't, I'm going to have to look this up, but I'm pretty sure the movie came out late in the year. I'm pretty sure it was like a November or December release, 2001. I was either like in my senior year of high school or first year of college or something at that point. And I remember going with a bunch of buddies, because I remember it being snow out.
Yeah.
And I remember going with a bunch of buddies to see it in the theater. And being like 18, 19, or 20 at time, and like just laughing our asses off the entire time. That's what I remember. But yeah, so it's going back like 20 years. So yeah, it's like for 20 or some odd years or something like that. Yeah, it's 20. I'm pretty sure it came out in 2001. So yeah, I'm fairly sure it's like a late release. Like I just remember seeing it in winter. Like I could totally be misremembering it. And it could be a summer movie,
summer day,
bright summer day, middle of the afternoon. We went on a Sunday or something, right? Of course, I'm visualizing we went at a late showing on a winter day. On like a Friday or Saturday night or something like that. That's what my memory's telling me, but it can be completely wrong.
Well, I mean, your memory is definitely a bit more thorough than mine when it comes to first time seeing it. I just remember, I'm pretty sure you introduced me to it, and we watched it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure when I finally bought it on DVD.
Yeah, we watched it, but I don't think it was like right away on DVD. Like it wasn't one of your first.
No. It was probably I probably got it on the cheap a few years after it came out or something. Because I probably watched it like, oh yeah, I'll pay $5-10 for this kind of thing.
I think for me it would have been probably 15 years ago when I first saw it.
Oh, I thought you were going to say I showed it to you when you were 14 or 15 years old.
No, I was either 15 or 16.
I was like, I was a horrible brother.
Like 15 to 17 range is probably when I first saw it. But yeah, you pretty much did, yeah. You are, brother.
Hey, you want to watch a Saturday comedy, bro?
Yeah.
Clearly not of age. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I'm making a great judge. I know.
I had seen worse films, but
anybody had seen worse than that, they'd watch cable late at night after 10 p.m.
Oh, yeah. Favorite actor in the movie?
Favorite actor in the movie? Oh, hands down, Chris Evans.
Yeah.
It's like even in this film, even before his career took off, and even before he became a stronger actor, he was still like the best, strongest actor in this film. And plus, his comedic timing was actually not that bad. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people like remember him for his more serious roles or things like that. But
I still remember him as a
Human Torch, right? But he shows he has good comedic timing, and it can be funny when he wants to be. He just doesn't obviously do it as often. But that's what I mean. Like he really stood out in this film.
He was in Scott Pilgrim as well.
Yes, he was, and he was also in The Losers.
Oh yeah, he was.
Yeah. So yeah, and he did a decent job in there. Man, there's other films he's been in. But yeah, like I honestly think he was one of the funnier characters in the film. Who else that really stood out to me in this movie?
Before we jump on it, just because we're on Chris Evans.
Yeah.
When's the next Marvel movie? Like good, like not the Black Widow one, which is out or not out. I don't even know at this point.
I was gonna say, because of the thing which we cannot mention on YouTube, because we might get flagged in the video for even saying the name of the thing. Let's just call it the beer bug, because of the beer bug.
Voldemort, yeah.
Yeah. Everything is just kind of like delayed and pushed back, and it's like I don't. It's supposed to be this May, but they're.
Do we know what it is?
It's supposed to be Black Widow.
Okay, not Black Widow. not that one. Like the next, after Thanos. I mean, I guess we had Spider-Man.
Well, Black Widow. Oh, you mean just ones that have already come out?
Well, no.
Like Spider-Man's the only
place after.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I thought it was
no. Okay. Yes and no. Apparently, the majority of the movie is supposed to take place in between the two films.
In between 2 and 3?
In between, you remember how there's a 5-year gap in between Endgame?
Or I guess 3 and 4, but yeah.
Apparently, according to the synopsis, a good chunk of the movie is supposed to take place in between.
Okay.
And hang on. Spoiler alert, but spoiler not spoiler, because it's in the synopsis, so I don't really consider that a spoiler. Because basically, the majority of the movie takes place in between Endgame and Infinity War.
Okay.
Supposedly, or after.
But none could take place after it because
apparently some of the movie does. They say that in the synopsis. I have a feeling. And this is just speculation because I don't know.
Yeah.
So this is not spoiler, but if you consider all this crap just spoiler, just tune out for the next couple of minutes. But as far as I understand, because the way they phrase it, how the majority of the movie takes place in between, um, I have a feeling that there's probably like a bookend piece that takes place at the beginning and end of the film that takes place after Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah. Like, oh, remember that time?
Yeah, so it's probably somebody telling a story or somebody in the present day. So I guarantee it's probably like either like Yolanda, was it Yolanda or I don't know, the White Widow, Black Widow, either in the film or Hawkeye or somebody.
Okay.
Probably like recanting a story
Okay.
or like have some. I guarantee there'll be something like that, and like it would be like them telling a story or it'll just kind of jump around, not in any way actually narrating the narrative, but just showing scenes that take place before and after the events and cutting back to kind of thing.
But do we know what the next movie after that is? Like that?
Yeah, it's supposed to be Shang-Chi.
Sorry, what?
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
Yeah, I think Asian Iron Fist.
I think I know who that is. I mean, I'm pretty versed on Marvel, but I'm pretty sure he was in one of my comics. One of the Avengers comics?
Yeah. He basically looks like Liu Kang. He's like a shirtless Asian guy who does kung fu. So basically,
with special powers like Iron Fist.
I think so. I won't lie. I'm not the one most well versed on Shang-Chi.
So proper Iron Fist.
And you know what though? I will say this. I remember when everybody was having a heart attack when they didn't cast an Asian guy as Iron Fist for the series, even though they shouldn't have.
Because he was a white guy.
Because he's a white blonde guy from the comic, but they could have spent it for the show. You know what I mean? They obviously changed it, like Nick Fury being played by Samuel L. Jackson instead of being played by some random white guy, which is totally cool.
The comics, which is the same guy.
Yeah, or the Ultimate version, which was basically just Samuel L. Jackson in a sense. But I don't really care about stuff like that. But I'm saying, but I remember when everybody was having a heart attack that they weren't casting an Asian guy as Iron Fist, and I remember saying, even though I didn't know a lot about the Shang-Chi character, I remember when everybody was having that heart attack, it's like, yeah, but they cast an Asian guy as Iron Fist, the fans of Shang-Chi are going to be pissed because they're never going to see Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
So I was like, if they obviously make Iron Fist Asian, who's a much more popular character than Shang-Chi, then they're never going to do a proper Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
And the hardcore, diehard Shang-Chi fans would have just been totally robbed. And thankfully they didn't, so now you're getting a proper Shang-Chi film. And you're getting a film, not even like a series, it's an actual film. So that's even better. And then they can just retire the Iron Fist character for a few years and reboot it down the line.
Yeah, I mean, I like those shows.
See, I didn't mind the guy so much the cast as him. Although I admit, at first I found him a little bit wooden. He got better later on, and I also found season 2 much better than season 1. Because season 1, I found season 1 just to be poorly written, and I also found just the whole I didn't feel he was clearly he didn't know martial arts, the main actor.
Yeah. And
they were faking it with him, just doing basic choreography and stuff, just to get him to look like he could do something. And you could tell it was so rigid, and he was basically learning a day of. Yeah. And he's like, okay, do this, and action. It's it was just so badly done, and clearly in between seasons he actually properly trained and had much better choreography for season 2. So it looks like he actually knew a little bit instead of looking like a guy who just watched a YouTube video and then tried to pretend he did.
I was going to say, it's like I just watched a YouTube video.
Yeah, that's how bad it was.
Saying
but yeah, so I mean, but yeah, I just, I'm not shocked that they don't care and they're probably going to clean slate it, and I'm not heartbroken about it because I wasn't really that attached. However, if the rumors are true, I'm glad they're keeping the guy who played Daredevil. And they're bringing him in.
Oh.
Yeah, because knock on wood. No, I mean knock on wood. I mean spoilers, because this could be a potential spoiler. So tune out again, guys. And sorry about this tangent. We're really going off the rails here.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently, the rumor is right now he's going to have a small appearance as Matt Murdock, not Daredevil, just as Matt Murdock. In Spider-Man 3 as Spider-Man's lawyer.
Oh, that's cool.
And then the next time you'll see him will be in full on as Daredevil in the Disney Plus Secret Invasion event series.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's where he's rumored to be showing up.
Yeah, because they had that scene at the end of... Oh, which movie was it? It was Nick Fury on a Skrull ship.
I want to say that was Spider-Man, because I want to say that was the second Spider-Man movie.
Okay.
What was it, Far From Home? Yeah, because they do the reveal that it was was it Talos or something? The main Skrull dude from Captain Marvel was posing as Nick Fury, and his wife was posing as Marina Hill. I think it was Spider-Man, so it wasn't really either one of them in Spider-Man. It was the Skrulls pretending to be them the entire film, and it cuts to Nick Fury on the Skrull ship. And
Which means the invasion's already started, yeah.
And I was gonna say you haven't finished WandaVision yet, so
no,
we won't do
Yeah.
any more commentary on that. But I'm saying I think there's stuff that all that will get resolved in Captain Marvel 2 kind of thing.
Captain Marvel 2. Oh, yeah, right. Just Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I know. It's like, yeah. It's like, yeah, Captain Marvel 2. Hopefully they do a better job this time around. And I gotta watch what I say so I don't want to be canceled for not loving the film. Like, I didn't hate Captain Marvel,
You
but...
know, I did actually like it.
Yeah, I thought it was okay. I didn't hate it.
I didn't expect much.
But I kind of, for me, it was like on the level of the Ant-Man movies, where it's okay, it's enjoyable.
The Ant-Man movies are fantastic.
The first one was, the second one was kind of forgettable.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was still like forgettable in a way. It's like it was still enjoyable kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I'll give Captain Marvel. I think Captain Marvel was better like than Ant-Man 2, but I like the Ant-Man one better for sure than either one of those two films. But I felt like it could have been better.
Yeah.
It's clear that they had two directors who didn't know what the hell they were doing. And they also had a half-baked script, which they definitely needed to do a polish on. And I don't care. To this day, I will still say this, and I know a lot of people are going to get mad at me, but I do not feel Brie Larson was a good casting choice for Miss Marvel. Or Captain Marvel. Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, Warburg, whatever you want to call her. Or Carol Danvers. I don't feel like she was the best choice for the role. I feel there was other better candidates at the time who could have did the role more justice. Had a better performance in that role. But that being said, too, I don't think it's fully her fault, because I think she could have done a better job in the role if she had better direction, a better script, and if somebody just told her, don't play the role so arrogant and snarky, because it makes you unlikable, and we need you to be likable
if you're going to be the star of the universe. Yeah.
It's like, sure, you could argue like, you're just saying that because she's a woman, because a character like Tony Stark is snarky and can be unlikable at times. But I'm like, yeah, but to a degree, they know when to stop and pull it back and make him likable.
Yeah.
Which I didn't feel they really did a good balance with her. They went a little too far.
But she did tell a joke at some point, did she not? And they had the scene of like, was that a joke?
Yeah, I know.
Did you actually just tell a joke?
Yeah, and I was gonna say and I also found too, like, she didn't do that great of a job in the Avenger films. I think the Avenger films were actually where it was the worst for her, which is surprisingly, because they're. I gotta say though, that one battle scene where like all the girls came together. And, but
that was a really cool scene.
That's an action scene, but that's that's a scene and that's an action based.
Of course.
But I meant like when she was interacting with most of the other people, and it was like guys, like somebody should have given her better direction, and that's not on her at all. That's not on
no.
That's on the directors and that's on the writers and the producers who should have stepped in and like, okay. This isn't landing well. This isn't the best direction for us to go with this character. Maybe we should just, take a pause on this and just go in a different direction with it. Which, from what it sounds like, is exactly what they're doing with Captain Marvel 2, because they've understood a lot of the backlash. A lot of people just don't like her performance, or just don't like the way the character's portrayed, and have commented they find her being snarky and too much at times. So I think they are going to kind of take a pivot on that and try to make her a little bit more likable for the sequel, and come off as a little bit more human.
But she's not human. She's Creed.
Well, if you follow the movie, she's actually human, possessed by like pre-energy or something that's basically transformed and mutated her into like a quasi-mutant or something.
A cosmic
Mutant.
A cosmic being.
Yeah, a cosmic being.
Mutants don't exist.
Good old cosmic radiation. You're stealing a Fantastic Four stick. But yeah.
Pretty much, actually, in that case. It was cosmic radiation. Radiation from the cosmos.
Well, yeah, well, I was going to say, yes, technically the radiation did come from space, even though it did emanate from an alien engine, but yeah, it did technically come from space. So, yeah.
So they're doing Fantastic Four, right?
Yes, and it's being directed by the guy who's doing the Spider-Man movies.
Oh, fun. Okay.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes.
Do we know anybody who's playing...
Everybody thinks John Krasinski is Mr. Fantastic, but none of that's been confirmed.
Sorry,
We probably... He's the guy from The Office, and he's currently on the Amazon series, Jack Ryan. The Jack Ryan.
He plays Jack Ryan.
Yeah, he plays Jack Ryan. That's it. But yeah, but then again, that's who everybody wants, and that's who the rumor is, but, it may not end up actually happening.
But who's going to be Johnny Storm?
Well, Chris Evans doesn't have anything to do with this. Speaking about that, getting back on track.
Yes.
Where were we?
We were talking about favorite character, and we went on a tangent with Chris Evans, which led us to Marvel. But you were thinking on like other actors that you really liked in the movie.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I enjoyed Chris Evans. Randy Quaid was fun in his small role. Because basically he was just, playing a very exaggerated version of Cousin Eddie from the National Lampoon film.
Very exaggerated.
And I was going to say, at the time, you can even argue, too, at times, that Cousin Eddie is exaggerated. So it's basically Cousin Eddie by a different name. More or less. So I really enjoyed him. Shyler Lee, who was the main female character, Janie. She wasn't bad. I didn't feel like she had the best. I don't feel like out of all the female characters in the film, she was the strongest comedian.
Yeah.
Although she had some good spots and some one-liners. I feel Mia Kirshner, who played Chris Evans' sister, I found she had better comedic timing.
Where do I know her from? I was trying to think of that during the movie, but I couldn't.
She's been in a lot. She was in a couple vampire movies back in the day. I know you've seen, I want to say 30 Nights, 30 Days, something like that.
Or 28 Days Later.
No, that's zombie movies, but I forget what they're called. But she was in one of those ones. I know you've seen them.
Thinking Underworld?
No, I maybe she could have been in the Underworld films, but I know I'm thinking of a different film. She plays Spock's mom in Star Trek Discovery.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's where you know her from.
Yeah. And of course, the main actress there you're talking to is in Supergirl now. It's nice to see her in that.
Sure, yeah. She's been in a lot over the years. But yeah, I think she's a really good actress. I think she's better at dramatics than she is comedy, for sure. But she did decently in this film. But I was going to say Mia Kirshner for sure is a second. And
the miracle took out the ponytail off the glasses.
She was great in her dry delivery. She wasn't she had a very dry humor in this film. Mm-hmm. She wasn't outrageously funny, but it worked. She delivered. She hit her lines, and she did well in her position. Jamie Priestley was more of an over the top kind of performance. She wasn't, but I really enjoyed her in this film because she really played the dumb mean cheerleader well. But she did it ironically, which worked well for this film. There was a lot of other smaller parts in the film. Dion, I forget his last name, who played Malik, the token character in the film.
Oh, yeah.
He was great. I've seen him in a bunch of stuff over the years. But yeah, he delivered, he was spot on. Ron Lester, who played Billy Bob, or whatever his name is, the heavyset guy from Popular and Varsity Blues. Like, he was great, and he was basically just more or less spoofing his role from Varsity Blues.
Yeah.
And like, they got him back for that, and that was fun.
And then the second favorite character is the wife's Jenny.
Oh, Mr. T. I was about to roll into that, and they had a lot of really great, like, good parts in the films. Like, Mr. T was great. Getting the principal back from
the Breakfast Club
to play the vice principal in this for that one scene, that was really solid. There's a bunch of, like, Molly Ringwald's part at the end, but it was fun. Because she basically, like, made a living in the 80s, basically doing, like, one teen movie after another. So just having her.
Are you sure it's from Pretty Good?
Oh, I know. I was like, you sure? She had trust me. But yeah, like, that was another great cameo. And there's a few others in the film too.
Sabrina?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh man. I said it when we were watching it. I said her name. And I'm totally blanking. Serena the Teenage Witch. What's her name? Oh man, I want to say it's Melissa something. It's not Melissa Gilbert. Melissa Joan Hart. That's it.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, I was like, man, I just said, like, her name an hour ago. Like, how can I be blanking? But yeah, no, she was. That was a nice little fun cameo because she had done, like obviously Sabrina the Teenage Witch, but she had a couple popular, like, teen flicks. That, which I actually, ironically enough, think both are on Disney Plus right now.
Oh, no.
But yeah, obviously she was very popular with that teen crowd and some teen films, and they got her for that little cameo. I want to say there's another cameo in this film. There's a lot. I'm blanking. I might come back to it later. But I also like Serena Vincent in the film. She did a really good job spoofing Nadia from the American Pie movies.
Oh.
The foreign exchange student.
Yeah.
Her big claim to fame was she played the Yellow Power Ranger back in the day in one of the Power Ranger shows. And that, like, Lost in Space or Lost Galaxy or some one of the one of the many spin-offs that came later down the road.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think she had literally just finished that and did this movie. Like, she just wrapped up. So yeah, that was big, and she's done a few things during and afterwards, but nothing was really as big as not another teen movie and then her role in Power Rangers. But it was just yeah, she did a decent job. But yeah, overall, like, there's I would say I enjoyed most of the actors in this film. I don't think anybody stood out as, you know, someone that could, like, I enjoyed Eric Christian Olsen as the bully character. I forget his character's name in the film, but he was basically spoofing Paul Walker's character from She's All That. That was, like, one of the main characters he was spoofing.
Bully character.
The blonde guy is like, I'm gonna make the bed.
Oh, okay, yes. Sorry, I did not see that as a bully character, but I guess he technically was.
He was like a somewhat.
Yeah,
just somewhat bully, depending on your point of view. It
also
also depends on depending on which part of the movie, you know, too. Like,
yeah. Let's make like a tree and branch out of here. Let's make like a tree and leave.
It's like, I got two words for you. Prom queen material. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so it was like, yeah, like he did a fun job in that role. And I think, as I said, like, he's been in a bunch of stuff over the years. He was in the God Awful Thing prequel, and nowadays he makes his living from being on, I think, what I want to say is NCIS Los Angeles or something.
Speaking of The Thing, I actually just watched the second movie in the Apocalypse trilogy. John Carpenter's Apocalypse trilogy.
Oh, yeah.
The Thing, Prince of Darkness.
Yep.
And then found out the third one, which is In the Mouth
of Madness.
of Madness. Yeah.
So it's the same, you know. It's pretty good.
We're gonna watch shortly. So
it's a good film. It's a little twisted. Obviously, if you don't like weird R-rated horror films, I don't recommend it.
Yeah.
But if you do like weird R-rated horror films, and especially a fan of John Carpenter films, it's right up your alley.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, and especially if you like actor Sam Neill, who's best known for playing Alan Grant in the Jurassic Park films. because he gives a very solid performance in the film as somebody who's basically going slowly mad as the world falls apart around him.
And then you have John Glover as the doctor. I believe it's John Glover.
In The Method Madness? Maybe.
Yeah.
It's been a while since
Lex Luthor's father from Smallville.
Yeah. Maybe. The only person I can really remember is Sam Neill from the film. John Glover could very well be in it. I haven't seen him for a while.
Most definitely. He's like, you can take him and put him in whatever room, like first scene of the movie. You don't even know that it's Dr. Grant being dragged to the cell. You just see like a guy being dragged to a cell, and you see John Glover. We started watching it, but the volume, we couldn't listen to it too loud, and it was like, it seemed quieter, so couldn't.
Yeah, I remember the volume kind of fluctuating.
Yeah,
they did some. They were like kind of playing with the volume in that film.
I think they did.
They did it. I think in a way, kind of like there's an extra way to kind of make it a little creepy.
And I think they did it in the Prince of Darkness as well, because that audio seemed off as a novel.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
And it was kind of funny, we were hearing it from the surface to the TV, and it was doing like that old-fashioned VHS tape, like, to the audio too, and I'm like, okay, that's because of the screen, it's trying to catch up, so it's like slowing down, but it made it seem like you're watching it on an old VHS, which is nice.
Yeah. Hey, getting back to non-American movies.
Yeah, what much more is there to say? I mean,
other than I recommend you guys just give this movie if you enjoy dumb comedies, or if you enjoy spoof movies, or if you just want to see Chris Evans in one of the strangest roles he's ever done in his entire career, because there's nothing like having seen Chris Evans with a banana up his ass that really defines an actor in his career, I think.
It could happen.
Like he should have won an Oscar for that. Of all the things he's done. But yeah, I honestly just recommend, and obviously I'm being sarcastic, because there's somebody in the comments there. You seriously think you should deserve an Oscar for this? No, obviously not. No. Seriously, yes. Anybody can shove a banana up their ass.
Yes, that is true.
I would recommend it, but yeah. Like if you, as I said, if you enjoy stupid comedies, spoof comedies, Chris Evans, I just recommend like checking out this film. And it's kind of too, like, seeing this, it's almost like a time capsule. Because there's like a bunch of people in this film, you're like, oh, yeah, I know where they're from. Like, there's like Chris Evans, Charlie Lee, who plays the sister on, Supergirl sister on Supergirl.
I mentioned the one from to the left in the scene we're watching this from, Being Human, the US version.
Oh yeah, Sam Huntington's in this film. Yeah. Totally forgot about Sam Huntington. And also, like, Sam Levine's in this film. And he's been in a bunch of comedies over the years, and he's more or less a YouTube star now. He's got his own podcast, but, or at least he did back when I was checking it out. I don't know if he still does. I have to look that up. But yeah, and he's done a lot of stuff for, this small zone, but yeah, like, it was quite enjoyable. There's a lot of good actors in this film. And I was being personal, he's popping up as Spock's mom in Star Trek Discovery. And there's a bunch of other songs. Characters in this film. Chris Nelson, who's how much money? NCIS Los Angeles. Oh yeah, what's his name? What's that show? Really? No, I definitely don't remember. But yeah, I was just saying, the lead actor from How I Met Your Mother has a small role in this. This tour guide.
Who was it Preston's party? Is that the one too? The guy who had the party.
Oh yeah, the guy that basically the spooking Ferris Bueller. I forget the actor who played him, but yeah, he's popped up quite a bit and stuff. I've seen him in other stuff over the years.
I mean, it's not. It's probably not. But part of me goes, is that Poe Dameron?
What?
Poe Dameron, the guy who played.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I'm like, it's probably not.
Well, I was going to say, speaking of Ferris Bueller's Day Off, the actor who actually played Ferris Bueller's dad in that movie, in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, plays Chris Evans' dad in this film.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Yeah, so that was another good cameo there. Oh yeah, and there's a deleted scene where
I mean, or it could also be an extended edition, but definitely not the deleted scene. But there's, they basically go to, like a cookout, and they, Eric Chris Nelson and their dads, Eric Chris Nelson's dad and Chris Evans' dad, kind of pit them against each other to see, if they can, like, who has the best arm.
Yeah, that wasn't in the movie.
No. I mean, it might be it's definitely the leading but it could be part of the extended cut. But yeah, they go and they test, see who has the better arm, and like Eric Christian Olsen is obviously in the film, like, first throw gets the beer can off his guy's head, and then they had Chris Evans shooting a cut to, like, throwing like 100 balls and missing everything he tries to aim at. And then by the end of the season, everybody's unconscious on the ground, and you know, there's football players in the entire house, the entire front yard or backyard will be like. But I remember watching the blooper reel of them doing that, and, you know, flipping their lines and everything. But my favorite part of the blooper reel is when they cut to Eric Christian Olsen throwing the football, and like he nails the beer can off the octopus guy's head, like on like the first streak. Yeah. And he's like, oh! He starts like having like a flip out. Like, you should see that! And he says, calling his ref, you see that? You see that? Somebody laughed at that. Yeah. Nothing like that on the first shot. Yeah. Like, you know, the acting for his dad was like surprised. He's like, oh wow. Like, I think because of the way the ball was arcing too a bit, I think the guy playing his dad was like, oh crap, that's about to hit me in the head. And then beer can, he's like, oh, good, yeah, get on. Yeah, great movie. I don't want to say I wish I made a sequel, but I wish I made another one with a lot of those actors. Yeah, I really like to see like a bunch of those actors again. But then again, they tried casting in on the teen movie, they're not the Spoof movie kind of, like, phenomenon kind of broke out because we started spoofing movies for everything. And a lot of them just weren't that good, you know what I mean? Like, the first Airplane was great, the first Nike Guns was great. First Scary 2 didn't do that. Which I will say it's a better Airplane 2, although I don't think it's as good as the original. It's still better than like a lot of the other spoof films that done over the years, and it's actually a decent sequel. I don't know if I've seen it. And I was say all three Naked Gun movies are pretty solid too. Like the first one's obviously the best, but 2 and 3 are pretty good. But like when it comes to scary movies, like, the first scary movie's really good, the second one's not so great. The third one's alright, and like 4 and 5 just both suck. And 5 is just awful. I don't even know if I've seen 5. 5 is the only one Anna Faris ever came back for. Like, that's how bad it was. Even Anna Faris didn't come back for that one. Yeah, I don't think I've seen it. Yeah. It's definitely the worst one of the bunch. The last one I remember was the Pagan Sign. That was 4. That was 3. That was 2. Oh, okay, now it's 4 then. Yeah, because it was 4 is ESPN. I have ESPN. Yeah, and I think they also spoofed Saw on that one too, and they had Dr. Phil having a little game with Chef. Yeah. Like, there's a couple good scenes in that one, but overall, the movie sucks. Like, 4 is just not really that good. And then 5 is just awful. The 5 they start getting into, if I remember correctly, like, spoofing, like, a lot of, like, the cheap handheld, like, paranormal activity stuff. And they bring Charlie Sheen back again for this one. Yeah. But he's playing Charlie Sheen. He's playing himself. He's not playing the character he played in 3 and this my buddy had in 4. Yeah. And he's just playing himself, making fun of himself. And the joke just doesn't really land that well. Yeah. But yeah. The Hot Shot movies, Hot Shots, and Hot Shots Part 2. Speaking of the Charlie Sheen, they were spoofing war movies. Oh. They're also both of them pretty solid. Yeah. Basically, they spoofing like Apocalypse Now, Top Gun. Yeah, I think even spoofed Basic Instinct in there at some point. But yeah, those are also good spoof ones as well. And Hot Shots is so good. Yeah, I just thought, you know, I think they're both equal. Hot Shots and Hot Shots both do. They're both the same. Yeah. So I guess this video is kind of right around there. We'll edit it down some, so it won't be as nearly as long as I'm saying now. But yeah, so I guess we will start moving on out of here. Alright, well, thanks for listening, guys. And we apologize for having to hear this garbage movie. So, and this, it's not fun. Let's use this next time. But yeah, this is the part where like it's still hanging on at this point, and it's still here. This is when you say, okay, if you like the content, please, like and subscribe and share and ding all the ding and dings. Just softly, just knee that like button. Yeah, or tell it to, go have a good time elsewhere. And like I know at the beginning of this video, we were joking around about it. But that's like something I'm gonna make a conscious effort not to do at the beginning of the videos. Yeah. I was doing this when I just said we did it as a joke. And this is not a serious, but like I feel like it annoys the hell out of me when somebody honestly asks you to do that right when the video starts. I'm like, dude, just give me the content. Like, yeah, what's this video about? Like, nail me, hook me in, get my interest, bring me along for the ride, and then at the end of it, ask. You know what I mean? Yeah. And if I want to, I will, kind of thing. So, as I said at the beginning, we did a joke, but like, realistically, that's not something I do at the beginning of my videos, because I find it annoying. Yeah, I feel like it's like clickbaity. And I hate too, like, when it takes like 5 minutes for somebody to get to the point of the video. I think we screwed around for like a minute and a half, and then we started talking about not annoying to the movie. And anybody who got annoyed about that, I apologize. We were just trying to have some fun because we were doing a spoof comedy, so we kind of trying to do a spoof video at the beginning. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but like a spoof on it. But yeah, like, so just, I know we're going off on a tangent. I just find it annoying. And like, that's my pet peeve about YouTube videos all the time. Where it takes like 5 minutes to get to the point of the video, you know what I mean? It's just like, okay, like first, as I said, for most of my videos, I'm like gonna get straight to the point, and what the title of the video is, you're gonna know what I'm talking about right off the bat, and it's not gonna take me 5 to 10 minutes to get there, kind of thing. Yeah, but if there's anybody at this point still hanging around, I want to say thank you, and this is gonna be us signing off, so I will see you next time, and maybe whoever's there is, will see you too. Adios.